Dude, I forgot to tell you this morning, Lucas. I told Chris, but the reason I had to push it back 30 minutes was my mom texted me, and I'm like still in my sleep clothes and have bedhead and everything. And she's like, "Hey, can you bring something to the school for my cross country meet?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "Also, I need it by 9. So I have 15 minutes to get the stuff and get up there." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I am looking rough." And I pull up there and I'm like, "Okay, she's going to come. She's going to see me pull in and come get it." No, I had to walk in front of all these high schoolers and other people to hand her the stuff. And it was just, let me just tell you, it was not the best morning. But it worked out because I forgot my laptop at church because my nephew was born Wednesday, so I had to drop that off to like the run sound. I was gonna use OBS and just record it that way on my PC, but man, it's been a morning, boys. Been a real morning. But
Been
anyways,
everywhere and back.
yeah, exactly. But anyways, we're here to record a podcast for you, the Better Than Static family. We're so thankful you're there. I am your host. For us, it's this morning, but for you, it's whenever is most convenient. Tyler, and with me, I have my buddy Lucas, who's finally back. I haven't seen Lucas forever.
I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
back.
Lucas. And
Again.
then we got Chris.
My cat entered my room.
That's a good. I feel like that's your catchphrase.
What do you eat? There's nothing to eat. Stop sniffing my covers, you freak.
What was weird, and I'm gonna leave it in there just in case the audience can hear it. I made a sniff noise because I had like a little bit of runny nose, and then Chris goes, "Why? What are you sniffing? Get out of here, you freak!" But anyways, so I had a rough morning.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Go ahead. I found the topic for us for later in the show.
Okay, well you're super laggy right now. Your internet's kind of butthole.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
I'm at the lake.
You're good. Lucas is remote recording at the lake, which doesn't have great reception.
He's actually underwater right now.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
he's in a makeshift submarine. But anyways,
It's like that scene from the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie where they get the boat and they go underwater so they have the air pocket.
Yeah, that's where
That
Lucas
was
is in right now.
reference.
Except it's just a bucket, like a 5-gallon
It
bucket.
sounds
It sounds just like it.
It sounds like I'm listening to like a radio show where somebody has to call in and they're like broken down on the side of the road because their car tire went flat or something.
And like,
Oh, is it that bad?
it's
Yeah,
not,
it's not
great.
great.
Crap.
I think it's kind of funny, to be honest.
It kind of is. If the audience imagines that's where you're at, I could probably doctor it to where it doesn't to where they can understand what you're saying, but it's pretty funny.
Gotcha.
Oh no, it's
I
bad.
mean, if it's a...
It's better now.
Okay.
Lucas just reemerged from the lake, and no
Yeah.
longer is using a bucket. But anyways, okay. So anyway, what were we talking about? What were we talking? Were we talking about my rough morning where I was like getting my slippers going to take my mom something at a cross country meet?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, it was not my proudest moment. But anyways, I had to run by the church and get my laptop because I was just like, oh man, whoever watches this security camera is gonna see something funny, a guy in like some funny looking clothes. But anyways, we made it and we're here recording for you, the people. I guess the one topic I had is I'm now an uncle 2.0, or is it like the uncle to the second degree?
No, you're just still an uncle, dude.
I think I get
Yeah.
some kind of extra. Lucas,
I think you're an uncle of 2.
Okay, well, I mean that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, like to the second degree. An uncle times 2.
Well, yeah.
I think that sounds cooler than uncle of 2. Like of's like just bleh. It's like bleh.
Well, I was thinking... I was playing off of Army of 2, but,
Oh, that's okay. I'll give you that one. But anyways, my sister had a beautiful baby boy, and
Name? What's the name?
Gentry.
Gentry? Like Alvin?
What? Alvin Gentry?
Who the heck is Alvin Gentry? What did I come up with that name?
I don't know, but Gentry.
Who is that?
I
Hold
don't
on, I'm gonna
know.
look that up now.
I don't know who Alvin
Oh.
Gentry. That could be possibly a podcast. Who is Alvin Gentry? No, my nephew's name is just Gentry. Oh well, he's got a
An
middle name.
American basketball coach who is head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh
Where did I
yeah.
pull that from?
Is he the
I
current
knew
coach?
I knew the name, but I couldn't place it. Yeah, he was he was an assistant coach for the Warriors a few years ago,
My
and
my my
head
brain
coach.
was my brain was saying Montgomery Gentry, but then my mouth said Alvin Gentry, so I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you his full name because I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah,
That's cool. Just text me.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you tomorrow at church, maybe, or if you come to the dinner tonight.
To dinner tonight.
Well, if you come to the dinner tonight, I'll tell you tonight.
Tonight.
What'd you say, Chris?
It's like for the. Never mind. It was a SpongeBob reference.
I know. I want to hear it.
Santa's coming tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Santa's coming.
That was a good. The Christmas episode was good. Most episodes of SpongeBob in that era are good. What was like the good SpongeBob era before 2005?
Pre first movie.
Pre first movie? Okay. When the first movie came out? 2005?
2004.
2004. Okay.
I think fall 2004.
Okay. So that's okay.
I think I've ever been more excited about a movie as a child, like in anticipation.
It's just the anticipation for the SpongeBob movie.
And I'm pretty sure, I've never been like that excited for a movie to come out ever.
Did
Really.
you cry in the
Cry? I was just thinking, like, I was just excited for the movie to come out.
No, I'm talking about in the souvenir shop scene when they're drying out and they're like,
Like as an adult, yeah.
"Wait, what?"
Not then, but like as an adult, I probably would.
Your mic sometimes cuts it out, but it's okay. I think it's internet reception.
I said not as a child, but as an adult.
That kind of sounds like you're a helicopter pilot. I'm not gonna lie.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But anyways, okay. What were we talking about? My nephew. He was born. Yeah. Chris likes SpongeBob movie. Okay, so I pitched a topic called Walmart Liam Neeson. And I know you guys don't get it. Well, I pitched it before the show, so the people don't understand, but I pitched a topic. It's called Walmart Liam Neeson. Me and Samantha, our job was to keep my niece, when I was still an uncle of one, entertained until my nephew came to make me an uncle of two. And we were in the waiting room, and we had like coloring books and stuff, whatever, to help. Like, we were playing with my niece a lot, and then like at one point we put on a DVD player to where she could watch Snow White, one of her favorite Disney princess movies. And I glanced up. There was a TV in the waiting room. I glanced up, and there's this guy. It's like a ad. It was, those gutters that have the lip on them to where the water just runs in, and then like the leaves just shoot off your roof. Y'all seen those?
The what?
They're gutters that like they have like this lip on them and it's curved, so like the water
Oh yeah,
where
like
it's cohesive will run into the gutter because it'll keep going
Yeah.
around the lip, but the leaves just shoot off.
a gutter guard.
Gutter guard, yeah. And so that infomercial came on, that commercial came on, and I'm telling you, I looked at Samantha and I looked at the TV and I looked back to Samantha in the back of the TV and the back of Samantha. I go, that's Walmart Liam Neeson. That's Walmart brand Liam Neeson. Because it looked like him, but it wasn't like the chiseled, like, I'll kill you kind of looking guy, or like the Qui-Gon Jinn hair or anything. Like, he was just, he had a comb over and he looked like a dad from the suburbs. Off-brand Liam Neeson. And so,
I was thinking of Liam Hemsworth. I was like, what is going on right now? Okay.
so we're all on the same page. And Samantha just looks back at me without even like, no pause. Goes, I have some skills. And you know how in Taken it's like, I have a certain set of skills, and we know it's like, I have some skills. I might find you, and when I do, I might get beat up, or like, so we came up with a whole thing of the movie Taken, like that conversation
Yeah,
of
the
it.
phone call.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like, we were dying in that waiting room. It was hilarious. I have some skills. I might find you. I don't know. And when I do, we'll have a
I have
tussle.
some skills. I'm a great CPA. I'm certified in 3 states.
I have some skills. I put food on my family's table.
I
They
have
love it when
some
I bring back the
skills.
$20 fill up from KFC.
Uh,
Oh, but like it was hilarious. There's also some cringy things that happened in the waiting room. In the waiting room, there was a gift shop, and there's this lady that worked said gift shop. The lady was very adamant about you using her gift shop for snacks. She had snacks at great prices. Very adamant about it. My brother-in-law came in from like my sister's room because they're like we're still playing the waiting game. He was back there chilling with my sister, and he came out to like walk around, get some air, and he was going downstairs, and this lady flips out. She's like, "Where are you going? Hey, where are you going? Are you going to get snacks? Don't go to the vending machines downstairs." She goes, I have snacks up here." And like as he's getting on the elevator, like ignoring her, she's like almost just hysterically, "Go back!"
The heck?
It was so weird.
Did you go and get snacks from her then? You were
I
like,
got
oh, we have to patronize her now.
I went and got a water a little bit later, but that whole day, like, it was just she did that several times. She was leaving for the get like she was leaving for the day around 5 and goes, "Hey, I'm leaving. If anybody would like gift shop items or snacks, this is your last call." And there's like me, Samantha, my niece, my brother-in-law's mom, and a couple other people. So like maybe 6 people. And she's making an announcement like it's a whole room full of people. It
I
was
mean, there's
super.
some people in the room.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, "Hey, everyone, I need your attention." It was like I don't know, it was weird. And as she
I
was
mean, did
leaving,
you want her to walk around to each of you and be like,
no,
"Hey,
I
would you
wanted
like
her to
anything
shut
from the
up,
gift
Lucas.
shop?"
I wanted her to just chill out.
Well, you should have bought something from the gift shop.
I did. I bought a bottle of water and some gum.
Well, you should have bought more.
Maybe.
Did she
It's.
have beef jerky?
I think so.
That's what I would have got.
Have you all seen Dude, Where's My Car?
No.
Well, there's this scene where the two guys
Or they
that
lose the car? Oh, sorry.
no, shut up. They are in a car and they go through the drive-through of a Chinese
Sounds like they
restaurant.
found the car.
No, this was somebody else's car that they were using in the beginning. But
Oh,
anyways,
and that guy's like, dude, where's my car?
yeah, they're still looking for. They're using the car they're borrowing
Yeah.
to find the dude that lost his car. And they go through the Chinese food restaurant drive-through, and like they order, and then the lady on the speaker goes, "And then," and he goes, "No, I'm good," and then she goes, "But and then," and I thought that kind of reminded me of this lady at the snack store. It was. Let me just tell you, that's not what I wanted to cringe about that day.
Did you see? You probably didn't, but did you see the guy that was arrested in Manchester yesterday?
No, what happened to Manchester?
A Mount Sterling man was arrested in Clay County after authorities say they found him intoxicated in a parking lot attempting to smoke gravel.
He had a rough day.
I'm saying, like, he was staring in a parking lot and trying to, like, smoke gravel he picked up off the ground. I'm thinking, like, he rolls up. He's like, oh my gosh, I've hit the jackpot. Look at all this stuff to smoke.
Look at all these crack rocks.
Like, he literally, like, you think about it. If you go like, what if he, like, wandered up into a gravel quarry? He's like, this is the greatest day of my life.
Who knew that meth came from the ground?
That would Dane, oh boy. I love my ground meth.
My ground meth is amazing. And he's like starts putting it in baggies and tries to sell it. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny that he's just like, what dire straits is your life in to where you're like, man, this is smokable.
Well,
Like, I
I'm
guess he
just
put it out.
imagining. Yeah, I'm just imagining like
he puts a,
Dave Chappelle's character. You may not know this about me, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks.
these coals burn up to thousands of degrees. Gosh dang. Tyrone Biggums. Tyrone Biggums is the character.
Yeah, that's
name.
it. That's it.
He like always scratches his neck.
Yeah.
I wonder. Okay, this is a bad idea. But like, what if there was a skit that Dave Chappelle did, and it was kind of like the morning show that Rhett and Link do, and they're like, will it sandwich, or will it taco, or will it hot pocket? And then in this morning show, they're like, will it smoke? Will it snort?
And now they go from family friendly to banned from YouTube in 3 seconds flat.
Demonetized, which we were never monetized, but whatever.
They were monetized.
Oh, Rhett and Link. Oh, I thought you were talking about us. I was
No,
like, no, we have no worries. There is no worries that we're gonna lose money because we've never made any.
Can't lose something he didn't have.
Exactly.
Like love. I'm sorry, what?
Wow, that got dark real quick. Oh, okay. So speaking of love, Samantha said so the snack lady that we were all cringy about. When she was walking out after she had like given last call for the gift shop, Samantha goes, "You should walk out with her, go down the elevator and stuff, and then buy something in front of her at the vending machines downstairs."
She'd kill you.
Oh, that lady would have definitely came unglued.
That's a horrible idea.
Oh, but I loved the idea of it. I was like, if I wanted to spend $5 to get a pop, I would have done that.
Do you think she is paid on commission or something?
I don't know. My thoughts were she has to rent that spot, and then whatever she makes is like her inventory. Like, I think that's her
I guess
store.
yeah. Kind of like having a store in a mall.
Yeah, kind of like having like where Cato's is and like that little strip mall, I guess. But yeah, it was. I loved that idea. That was hilarious. Okay, so do we have any more? You don't have any, I have a list of topics we could do. Wait, what?
I was complimenting you.
Well, it's not a huge list, but I have a list. Like, there is a list. It probably has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 topics. And we've only talked about one of them. So we technically have 4 left. We don't have to talk about all 4, but I was making sure you all didn't have something you wanted to talk about before I transition to another topic.
So speaking of 4, so if you haven't, yeah, that was a terrible transition, but if you haven't kept up, so Kansas basketball has been in a little bit of trouble with the NCAA here in the past year or so, especially the past couple of months.
Lucas is back in the bucket.
I'm back in the bucket?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I feel like I just found this like 5 minutes ago, and I feel like it's too good to pass up. So last week, if you haven't seen the video, Bill Self put out like advertising their special guest for Late Night at the Fog, which is their version of Big Blue Madness, and they have Snoop Dogg was coming in to perform at the Fog. And he like posted the cringiest video of him like dancing with a big gold chain and all this stuff. And so Snoop Dogg performed, and they had 4 stripper poles set up on the court while he performed, and the mascot was smoking a giant blunt.
Whoa.
Like a fake blunt, but
that's still
like on the court.
I feel like that should have been obviously a no.
Yeah. Okay.
They went full heel mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this was WWE Hill. Oh my gosh!
Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. This is not like I thought, you said stripper poles. I'm thinking
No, they're actually stripper poles.
No, like straight up stripper poles with
girls on them.
Girls on them, and I watched the video, and unless their dance team is like very good on stripper poles, they probably went out and got some strippers. Just saying.
Because
they were doing some very acrobatic stuff on them.
Let me just tell you, Kansas doesn't half-ass anything. They whole-ass one thing. And at this point in time, it was very much being dumb. They whole-assed being dumb.
Well, here's the thing. They already started backtracking.
No, at this point, you're too far invested. You can't
Yeah.
backtrack.
They call them acrobatic dancers. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
the
right also, but come
administration.
on.
Yeah, I mean, what they were doing was very impressive. I'm going to say that because they were like up, hanging upside down, and like doing crazy stuff. But still, you
Okay,
have
this is.
a stripper pole at a basketball event for all ages.
I mean, yes, that's. And then the blunt was pretty rough for like all ages as well.
For real.
But
Uh,
to their defense on the stripper poles, you can go to like some bigger cities YMCA and take like pole dancing as an exercise class.
yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
The
I don't think Kansas is one of those places, but I don't know. It's not great. It's not great in any light. I'm just saying it could be worse, I guess.
Yeah, the athletic director released a statement saying, "I take full responsi I take full responsibility for not understanding what acrobatic dancers are in today's entertainment." He's basically saying like they pitched it and I thought they meant something else.
So So the athletic director is backtracking, but he's also I don't think he was in on the bottom floor. Is the coach or like the guys who planned it, are they backtracking or is it just the athletic director?
It's the administration, like the from the school and stuff like that. They're trying to distance themselves from it, but
Yeah, understandably.
it happened. You can't really say. I
Yeah,
mean, that's why Kansas is in trouble is because lack of control from Bill Self and everything like that. So it's like at some point the argument, but I didn't know about it. It can't work anymore.
well, here's the thing. If they're there and they didn't like because I don't know here okay, so let's say you're the administration. To
Yeah.
try to salvage it, do you cut it like just stop it immediately like as soon as you see it on the court or do you play it out and then try to think of something to talk yourself out like they're doing?
I
I mean,
mean,
I feel like you just have to let it go. Like while it's there, you can't really like upstage Snoop Dogg and be like, "Hey, we got to get this out of here." You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I understand. I'm sure Snoop Dogg was like, "What the heck? This is like my normal concert. Why? What's the big deal?" I don't. If Snoop Dogg's involved, I doubt it's gonna be all ages. I love him. He's great. He's got some good beats. But I don't know. He's not always for all ages.
Nope. I mean, I agree with that, but that's just hilarious.
Well, I want to know at what point did they slide in. So yes, the acrobatic dancers. You can phrase that to like a budget request or whatever. You could phrase that to where nobody's gonna think
You're right.
the other. But at what point are they like, hey, also we need a giant fake blunt? Can we
For
get
real.
that? Is that in our budget? And then they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that works. Or did Snoop Dogg bring that? Or did the mascot go buy it
Uh,
himself?
that probably just goes under like props.
Yeah, you just word that to props.
Like this is our prop budget.
Oh
We need
my gosh.
acrobatic dancers for with strip poles. Oh, that just seems hilarious.
I don't. I feel like their freshman class next year is going to be ginormous, though. I feel like it's going to hurt them in the beginning, but it might make it okay later. They might get a lot of money like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Kansas knows how to party. Hey mom, I'm going to Kansas for school or whatever." I feel like they're going to get those kids that are like borderline. They're like, "Man, I don't want to go to college." And their mom and dad's like, "You have to go to college." And they're like, "I don't want to go to college." And then they see this like, "Hey mom and dad, I'm going to go to college there."
Yeah.
nobody else wants to. I mean, Lawrence, Kansas is so out of the way that you have to fly into Kansas City and then drive in like an hour and a half. They don't even have like a airport for like recruiting visits.
Yeah, I mean, That I mean, yeah, recruiting visits would suck. You should have direct access to the school, because, well, I mean, how does Moorhead do it? Like I mean, granted they're not as big as Kansas, but Moorhead you have to fly in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for a school of that size and that like notoriety,
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
it's not like just because that's where they're at. I'm just saying, like, for a school with that like much clout and like well knownness, to only be able to have that is kind of sad.
Yeah.
And it should tell you that it sucks, and nobody wants to live there.
Also, Lucas, I want to go back to your transition. How did you get from 4 to Kansas? Was it because there was 4 stripper poles on this court?
Yeah, there's 4 stripper poles on the court.
Okay, now I'm on the same track. I am on the same
And
track.
I was basically just trying to blunt force this topic into the
That was
conversation.
a bad pun.
I know it was, and I messed it up the first time, so I had to do it again.
I was gonna say something. Oh, I was today years old when I figured out that stripper poles spin. I thought, like, I don't know how.
Really?
No, they just grease them up.
That's why I just assumed that. Like, you just grease up your knee pit, because that's where they use. That's their rotation point on the pole.
Yeah.
I was today years old. I looked that up.
I didn't.
Yep.
I'm sure you
Nope,
did.
they spin.
Well, no, I looked up.
Stripper poles.
I looked up what you need for the YMCA pole dancing classes. Or like
Vaseline or something.
I didn't know. I thought there was gonna be. Also, you have to bring your own pole. You have to, like, because I don't.
People have them in their house, Tyler.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, like, at the one I looked, so at the YMCA I looked up,
Which one? Where was it?
it was like somewhere in Chicago, and you had to bring your own pole. I'm like, do they have collapsible one of these, or do you leave it there until the end of, like? Do you sign up for 2 months and your stripper pole
Imagine
stays
getting
there?
on the metro in Chicago with a big old stripper pole.
Yeah.
I think I would ship it there. I think I would order it off Amazon and ship it to the YMCA. I think that'd be the best way to do it. Unless you already had, if you already had one, then you got to get on the metro with it. Or do you get an Uber? You get an Uber XL and just put it in the bag.
Yeah.
Sorry about my pole, sir.
Yeah, strap it to the roof.
I hope my pole will not be a distraction.
But I was expecting a list of, like, some type of, no, I'm not going to say that word. Something to help you spin, but apparently the pole spins. Guess what word I was going to use?
I don't know.
Good. If you're listening to this episode, you should tweet at us and say what word I was gonna use. Just the word. Just at BT Static.
Crisco.
You're close, Chris. You're very close. But tweet at us
Olive oil.
or email us. btstatic.pod@gmail.com.
Does it have the same Does it have the same name as our state's postal code?
What do you mean?
You know what a postal code for a state is, Tyler?
I know our postal code's 40744.
That's zip code.
What's postal code?
Every single state has one.
I don't know, Chris.
Jesus, my God. If you put an address, a full address on something, and you have to abbreviate the state we live in.
Oh.
Good Lord.
Why did you just say state abbreviation?
Because it's not. Because it's a postal
Not
code.
what it's called.
Yes, because it's not what it's called.
He's talking about KY jelly, Kirby.
I'm aware of what he's talking about. I am now. I wasn't at the beginning. But when you say postal code, I immediately think numbers. Because what's dumb is I know 40744 is our zip code, but on a lot of applications on the internet, it says postal code, and that's what you put in there. Because they'll ask you your state and then give the state abbreviation. It's confusing. Oh, but
as someone who's very well associated or acquainted with how addresses should be written, It's not. It's a mess.
Okay. So again, if you want to guess the word that I was wanting to use, but abrupt.
Does it rhyme with tube?
would you would you shut up? You should tweet at us at btstatic on Twitter or email us btstatic.pod@gmail.com. Which from our last poll, do you remember our Castaway poll, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember our Castaway poll?
I was like, mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought you said and you said
I went,
Anyway, yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Like I
We
ate a
got
brownie.
we got a reply last, or we
Hey,
got
reply.
not a reply. We've got, well, it's technically only one result, but we have one result, and it was they don't think that the high schoolers will get the Wilson Castaway reference.
Too late. I've already got it set in stone.
Okay, well, if okay, listener, if you're, it's set in stone. They also questioned if we would have, because he thought we were talking about Home Improvement, the neighbor Wilson, and he's like, I bet you all don't get that reference. And I was like, I guarantee me and Lucas get that reference.
Oh, I
Yeah.
definitely get that reference.
Who wouldn't get that reference?
I feel like people under 20 and under.
Uh?
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 I'm
Sorry.
pretty sure like every week you all always, because for whatever reason I can't see how my face looks in the camera,
Yeah.
and it always ends up hitting me in the nose. And I know Chris has mentioned it several times, like, hey, you look like that guy off of Home Improvement.
Yeah.
I've said it multiple times.
I don't know if we
You
ever say
really
that
have.
on air, but like, so Lucas will sit in his recliner if he's at his apartment, and like the camera only gets like the top of his nose to his like
Yeah.
to his top of his head, and then like whatever's in his background. So at some point, I expected there to be somebody just like there, and you're like, Lucas, who's that behind you? And you're like, no one's behind me, and it's gonna be like that creepy, scary movie kind of thing, and I'm gonna be so terrified.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you chuckling about?
Something bad.
Does it rhyme with stoop? Stoop?
Are you?
Good one, Kirby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got
Does it rhyme with I thought you were going to say stupid. I'm like, not a whole lot rhymes with that, so I really don't know what you're doing.
No, I was doing the whole thing where you were trying to rhyme with lube earlier.
him.
Chris just like Chris freaked out because I said that. That was hilarious. But anyways,
Language.
Lady in the Lion's Pit. Did y'all see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I saw it.
Oh. No, I didn't.
That's,
I've heard about it, but I don't like. I'm not well acquainted with it.
I didn't get to hear any of the interviews because I was in the waiting room. I just saw it. And my whole thing is why? Why do you do it just for TikTok? Is that the thing now? Like, instead of do it for the Vine, do it for TikTok?
Was she on drugs?
I don't know. I really don't. My whole thing was, I kind of want to make the topic of if you were to jump, if you had to jump in any zoo exhibit, which one would you jump in and why?
Penguins! Penguins just have fun, man.
But why? Why would you? Just because they have fun?
And they're really not dangerous.
That's true too. That's my main one. Self-preservation. If I gotta jump in one, I think meerkats. I think meerkats would be delightful.
What zoo has meerkats?
The Louisville Zoo has meerkats.
Oh.
I know my mom would pick that one. My mom loves meerkats. I also thought red pandas because they're so funny. Have you ever seen that? You seen that GIF where they're eating food and then they turn around and like the zookeeper's there and they freak out? Oh my god! I think those would be hilarious to spend a day with. Lucas, what's yours? What zoo exhibit would you jump in?
And I don't. What's in a zoo?
Have you ever been to a zoo?
What kind of animals are in a zoo? What are you talking about?
I know animals are in a zoo. I've never been to one.
Okay,
You've never-
everyone. We're gonna start a Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter is get Lucas to a zoo.
I don't want to go.
Lucas,
No,
you
I've
have to
been
go to a zoo.
I don't have to go to a zoo. I've been to like a wildlife preserve and they had a thing full of turkeys, so I'll just say turkeys.
Turkeys will mess you up.
Turkeys will mess you up, dog. But have you seen those videos of?
Talons?
They do have some large talons. They're pretty
Yeah, I know.
fierce.
The chickens have large talons. Sorry.
What? I don't understand what you just said.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Um. Okay, we're gonna take Lucas to a zoo at some point. Lucas,
No,
Dude, field trip. Why don't you want to go to a zoo?
because I have no interest.
I think
No.
you,
Gorillas goof around and stuff.
Lucas. I think this is where you're at. I think you're at this point in your life, and you're like, I've not been to a zoo. I don't think I'm missing out, and I don't want to
Yeah.
admit that I've not been to a zoo, and I want to look all cool. But you inside,
Dude,
No,
wanna
that's
go to the zoo.
seriously not it. I just don't want to.
zoos are cool, man.
what
Going
if,
around and looking at caged animals doesn't seem like fun. Just
But
saying.
they do. Okay, look. Okay, you're gonna have this woke take on me, but a lot of zoos do a whole lot for preservation and like
Oh yeah,
awareness.
I know. Yeah.
are you not like?
But-
What if your nephew comes up to you and goes, "Hey, Uncle Lou, I want to go to a zoo." Are you gonna just be like, "No, shut up"?
No,
Ask
I'd
your
take
parent.
them. But for me to just go to a zoo, I'm not.
I'm not gonna go by myself to a zoo. Like if I had a child, I'd go to a zoo. But like,
Okay,
I'm not
so
gonna-
That's
what
what
we'll
I'm
do-
saying.
What we'll do is we'll go on a field trip. Us three will take Lucas's nephew, my nephew, and my niece. Actually, we need to wait for my nephew. He's still a little young for that. But we could take my niece
Yeah.
and Lucas's
You're
nephew.
like, he's like 3 days old.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't see like any but like 4 inches in front of your face, so we'll have to toss you into exhibit so you can see the gorillas.
Do we need? I don't. I'm gonna keep that in, but hopefully my sister doesn't listen to our podcast, but hopefully she like this one she doesn't listen and she's like, "Oh, you're dumb. You're so dumb. I'm never."
Gonna do it though.
I know.
I'm
I
gonna
know.
chuck your nephew into a zoo exhibit. Jeez.
I know. I got self conscious for a second. But anyways, yeah, field trip, and we'll take kids, and we'll take a van, and we can pick up other kids on our way. But
I
you
don't
know,
like that. No, you
No.
know,
well, they have
That's
to sign a
not-
permission slip. Their parent has to sign a permission slip.
No.
It's just like school; they got to sign a permission slip.
Okay, now Kirby, you're getting into the territory where I wouldn't go because there's too many kids.
Okay. So 2 kids. If we take my niece and your nephew, and then us 3.
Yeah, I would. I don't know.
I feel like we need to take Samantha, someone that's actually got experience with kids.
Yeah.
and a female presence.
Yeah, because we're taking my niece. We got to have a female presence, or it's gonna be weird. But anyways, okay. What
So
exhibit, Lucas?
Sorry.
What exhibit?
Camel.
Something not dangerous is what if like you held me at gunpoint and made me jump in one,
Turtles.
because that's the most stupid thing anybody could do. But yeah,
It's
probably
the whole
like,
reason for the death of Harambe is people jumping in what seem to be dangerous
Did
exhibits.
fall in though?
that
He-
kid fell in.
No, okay, so that kid didn't listen to his mom and he was climbing on the gate
Yeah.
and fell in.
But he didn't
Yeah,
like
I mean,
in though. Like this
he didn't
woman.
intentionally jump in. He shouldn't have been in a position to fall in. I will
Sure.
say that. But he didn't intentionally jump in like the lady that jumped into the lion pit.
Yeah.
She doing it for the vine or something?
I guess that's what I
I
think.
have no idea.
It's either drugs
I
or for
just-
the TikTok.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of her standing there like yelling at a lion as it was walking up to her.
The lion's like, well, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I don't even know what's happening. I would have been too confused to like eat her. I'd be like, what is happening right now?
If I'm that lion, I'm just like, I'm just thinking, could you leave? Could you get out? You're just being annoying.
Yeah, my other lions. Y'all see this?
He's like, he at the end of the day, he like walks over to another exhibit. He goes, did y'all see that weird thing happen at my exhibit the other day? Like when they all go back to their sleepy hole where they all can see each other. He's like, dog, did y'all see that?
They're sleepy hole. They're in bed. What are you? What is wrong with you?
They don't have beds. It's just like a cage.
No animal has a bed.
I don't think.
Except for people.
No, I'm talking about like the lion. Like when he leaves
Is it
his
called
exhibit.
It's called the den.
Okay, fine. When he clocks out at the end of the day,
Yep. Take his little card, his big old paw, and
yeah, exactly. He goes in and like the tigers are beside him and the bears are there too, and he's like, "Did y'all see that?" But they're in like separated pens. It's just like there's a big circle and they all back up to each other. What is
sorry,
this?
I'm watching the live stream of College Game Day on YouTube.
Would you stop?
This is so illegal too.
Yeah, it is. Especially doing it on air. But at least you don't have any audio playing.
No, I didn't do any audio.
But anyways, I don't know. I just feel like people
My
are.
neck hurts.
If I'm gonna do it, like there are several other exhibits I would have jumped in that are non-lethal and putting myself in, like, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
one's pretty lethal. I feel like immediately you should take, if you're gonna jump into zoo exhibit for the TikTok, don't do a lion, don't do a tiger, don't do a bear, probably not a rhino.
But if you don't jump into the lion pit, you don't get any views. Like now we're talking about it because she jumped into a lion den, whatever pit
I think it would have hit the
area
news if she just
exhibit.
jumped in any exhibit.
No, I don't think so.
I would like to think I could get in an elephant exhibit and then it'd be okay, but I feel like I'd get trampled. I feel like they'd get pissed off and territorial and just be like, "I'm not having it, dog. I need you to get out." But yeah, I don't.
Woo!
What? And then like a polar bear would be cool, but that's obviously a no-no because that's a polar
They're
bear.
the most dangerous ones.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that would be awesome. That's a good story, but you're gonna die. Do you think? Do you think she did some research of like, okay,
No, she's stupid.
No.
no. What I'm saying is like, if you're gonna, so
She'll probably get arrested.
I mean,
and
yeah.
Either have to pay a fine or serve jail time.
no, she's definitely gonna have to like do her time or whatever. But for an animal to jump in, the male lion is kind of lazy. I'm thinking about this because usually the female lions are the ones that provide for the male lions, in completely animal kingdom terms. I feel like, I mean, if she's jumping in a hippo tank, the hippo's taking her out. Hippos are super territorial. Polar bear, instant like claw to the face. I feel like she thought about it and was like, I think this is the most lethal, but also the one I'm less likely to die.
Yeah, I don't think she thought that.
There's no way she thought about anything.
No, you're probably right. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Do y'all have any other topics? I
My
have.
neck,
Wait, what?
my neck hurts.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you sleep wrong? Like on the wrong? Okay. So keeping it on an animal content stream, Chris had a dream. We were talking about it. It was like a couple episodes ago. We talked about it off air. Chris had this dream about a ferret. And Chris, do you want to give more details about this dream?
The ferret was an afterthought. The primary plot of this dream had nothing to do with the ferret, Tyler.
But the thing that the main thing that you conveyed to us that was the ferret and the ferret's size.
Yeah, it was a ferret. Okay, the dream has the primary focus of the dream had nothing to do with the ferret. Okay, I just dreamed that I was on a vacation in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
And I was taking pictures of this place. It was a cool vista, and I was taking pictures, and I looked down, and then I looked down, and there's my pet ferret, and it's about the size of like a normal house cat, which is large because a ferret is not that big. A ferret the size of about the size of that,
About the size of my mom's dog.
or like a normal or a house cat, and then I was like, oh, I'm dreaming, and then I woke up.
Oh, when you described it, you made it sound like the ferret was Clifford the Big Red Dog sized.
No, it was a ferret, but it was bigger than a normal ferret.
Dang it! I was gonna say, what animal would you guys want to be like that?
That's why I was so confused because I'm like, it's just a ferret. Like I don't understand what.
Well, anyways,
Was it a ferret or a mongoose?
No, it was a ferret.
I mean, the mongoose does look similar to the ferret, and it's relatively house cat sized.
But ferrets are domesticated.
I mean, I'm sure some people have skunks domesticated. I'm sure there's a mongoose out there domesticated.
Not mongoose. Mongoose are just like it's got to be mongoose, right?
I feel like it's like moose.
Mongooses? Mongoose?
Mongoose is just the
Mongoose makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't, but moose doesn't go to meese, so I feel like the plural of mongoose is mongoose. Because, like, I don't
But
know.
isn't goose goes to geese?
Goose goes to geese, but I don't think it's when you have the
Oh.
mon in front of it. I feel like it's just mongoose, mongoose. Like, it's like moose. There's a moose. Hey, there's a bunch of moose over there. Hey, there's a mongoose. Hey, there's a herd of mongoose over there. Well, no, there should have been a
It is
herd.
mongoose.
Is it really?
Yeah, or mongooses. But who's gonna say
Who
that?
says
Yeah.
mongooses? That's like
It's mon-
fishes. Who says
You'd have
fishes?
to do mongoose, man. Mongoose is where it's at.
It is. If you say fishes, you're wrong. If you're listening to this, if you say fishes, you're wrong. Like it's correct, but you're wrong.
It's fishes.
Yeah.
Fishes.
Go swimming with the fishes.
Yeah, dang it. Cuz that's a pretty like hardcore line. But I feel if you just say, "Hey, there's a bunch of fishes over there," that doesn't sound right. But if you say you're sleeping with the fishes, I feel like that's okay.
I feel like it's illegal.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't sleep with fish.
I mean, you're under a lake right now, Lucas. You're recording with fish.
That's a sin against nature if you sleep with a fish.
It definitely okay.
What's the water shape or whatever?
The what?
Shape of water?
Shape of
Is that
Water.
what it's
Yeah.
called?
I have it. I've not
Yeah.
watched it yet though.
You've had that thing for like 2 years.
No, it's like a year. It's been a year
Yeah.
because I think
It's
I
been
got
a
it.
while.
I got it after the second time we went to Cincinnati Comic Con, and that was last year.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
but anyways, back to the question: if you could have any animal the size of Clifford the Big Red Dog, and it's fully domesticated, and it's yours, what do you pick? And it has to not. It can't be extinct.
Okay.
Because I feel like Chris was going to ruin the question. And go Triceratops.
Miss Stegosaurus. Sorry.
I know this is boring, but I feel like a dog is the best option for this.
Yeah, 'cause if a cat, oh god, you couldn't play with your cat because your cat's claw would literally just tear you apart like a cheese grater.
See,
right.
I was gonna say a cow.
Look at all that beef.
That's what I'm
cow?
saying. It could solve world hunger,
Yeah.
which is
Then I
very
was
sad because I'm
thinking-
just doing it to kill it. I'm just making it that big so I can kill it.
I was thinking like a hamster or guinea pig, but then you just got an episode of South Park, so
I'm
it's
gonna
just-
send you the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, Tyler. I'm sorry.
Oh my god! Did you take a picture of your poop?
No, dude, I had a good one yesterday though. I stood up and admired it before I flushed it. I was like, yeah.
Okay, but anyways, I think guinea pig would be good. Also, this is gross, Chris. This is absolutely nasty.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why?
I saw that. I was like, that's disgusting. I'm sending it to Tyler.
Also,
That's what you get for all those Pop Tarts.
my favorite thing is to find the weird Pop-Tart flavored memes and send those to Chris. Baked beans is still the best one. But anyways, so I feel like guinea pig wouldn't be bad, Lucas. I feel like, yes, it's copyright stricken because South Park came up with it, but it's a good one.
I am so startled.
By what? Did Chris send it to you too?
No,
What are you startled?
that's just the line from that episode of. It's my favorite line in all of South Park, and it's from the episode with the guinea pigs.
Oh, gotcha.
They're just saying it's Butters. He's scared, and instead of saying I'm scared, he just looks at the camera and goes, "I am so startled." It gets me every time.
Butters was ahead of his time, because my favorite line is like when he's talking about how he sits on the back, like on the toilet backwards, to where he has a little table for his chocolate milk.
Yeah, and a place to sit his comic book whenever he reads it.
Yeah. Okay. So we could talk about another topic, but we're pretty close to the end of the time. So let's go ahead and call this one done. Dunzo. Um, Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave us a like and a review. That'd be amazing. Be sure to answer in the poll of what word you think I was going to use. Either reply to us on Twitter at btstatic or email us btstatic.pod@gmail.com. We always love some feedback. So if you thought something was funny, you could quote it and tweet it at us. We would love for your interaction because we love. I like your interaction because these guys don't do any social media interaction for the podcast. But if you tweet at them, Lucas is going to ignore it, but Chris will probably reply with a funny GIF or a reaction picture.
I won't ignore it. I just won't see it.
Yeah, it's not the fact that he saw it and he's like, I'm not going to reply. It's Lucas doesn't use his Twitter anymore, and he deleted the app, so he never looks at it. So it's not an intentional
I've deleted that.
Whatever. Same difference, Lucas. You're not going to see it. But what you could do is just put like a reply to him a bunch, and like one day when he finally is like, hey, I should probably check my Twitter, he's got 1,000 notifications. I think that would be funny. But anyways.
Yeah. It's been 4 years, so you never know.
Yeah, it could be tomorrow when he's like, hey, I'm going to check that. It's probably not going to be, though. I'm trying to think of anything else. Do we have any more announcements or anything? This is episode 110, so that's pretty cool. It's not really a big milestone or anything, but it's still cool that we made it this far. Can't stop, won't stop, but we probably will stop at some point in time, unless you guys tell us not to. Unless you tell your friends that you like us and you think we're funny. That's all for this episode. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this episode has been better than static. We will catch you guys next time.
Give up on my way.